Phatsu.
What's up, Bill?
It's been a while. It's been a while since we cut up. I actually haven't been on this block on U Street for a bit. I've not come to the Ethiopian restaurants on this block for a bit.
Okay.
But this entire block of U Streets, from Pine Street all the way down to 14th, was always a lot of Ethiopian restaurants for the past like 20 years, right?
Yes, definitely. And most of the businesses and even most of the properties are owned by Ethiopians. So this area used to be a very rough area. So the Ethiopians are the one who...
Yeah, back then when Ben Shivo was like the only spot.
I've been here 15 years now. Since the first day I came here, this area, especially the 9th Street down and 12th Street, was mostly Ethiopian business.
Yeah, I noticed. It's almost like this was like Ethiopian village.
Yes.
You and 9th all the way to 14th was almost like Ethiopian village.
Everything, yeah.
A lot of the restaurants were here.
Clubs.
Late night we're here as well. And if you ever wanted to meet Ethiopian women back in the day when we used to go to Howard, this was the block you came to. Yes.
Definitely.
So how long has... so tell us about the restaurant, Ethiopia. Why did you name it Eat Ethiopia?
Ethiopia, like it's just like a word play. I like playing with words.
So Eat Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. So you eat, like it sounds like you're saying Ethiopia, but like the word play is Ethiopia. Ethiopia has a lot of different... Ethiopia is like... It tells the name, the country, the food, everything. And it's, as a start, it's like EAT, like eat. Ethiopia makes a lot of connection with the food, with the culture, with everything. So it's a whole rounded name.
It's actually...
I've been thinking about this name since 2018.
The name Ethiopia?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Because whenever I tell friends, okay, you know what, there's a restaurant called Ethiopia. I'm going to Ethiopia today. I told a couple of people, bring them to Ethiopia.
One?
They were like, yeah, which restaurant? And I'm like, Ethiopia. They were like, which Ethiopian restaurant? I'm like, Ethiopia. And they were like...
That's why I started, I call it like Ethiopian Eatery. So when people, so they don't call it which Ethiopian restaurant. So that's why I put the Eatery at the end, because it sounds like, okay, the name is Ethiopia, then Eatery. So Ethiopia Eatery.
So the full name is Ethiopia Eatery.
Eatery.
I looked at the menu and I saw a lot of vegan and vegetarian items in your menu. It's almost 90% vegan and vegetarian. So tell us about, say, 2 or 3 dishes. And why is it the Ethiopian cuisine and culture?
To tell you that, not even like, so listen, one plate in Ethiopia, like when the veggie combo can go like 25 entrees. We have like 12 entrees. That's the biggest entree on one table, one plate. And so Ethiopian eating is like, it's a communal eating.
Okay.
You eat it with a big tray. You eat together. That's a culture. Then you eat it with your hand, because this is why I'm out of the question, but I'll come back to your question. But the whole idea of eating with your hands gives you a whole lot of senses. You see food, you smell food, you taste food, and you touch food. So...
Because when I came here, I embarrassed myself. I was asking for the silverware.
No, that's like Italian.
And they just brought more of the injera. And I was like, fork? And they brought more injera. I was like...
Yeah, so the Ethiopian food culture is wide. We have a wide selection of vegans as well as seafoods and also other chicken and beef entrees.
Okay.
But we have the most wide vegetarian and vegan entrees.
Many items. Yes, I saw that.
In our menu, the most famous is called the veggie communal platter. It comes with 12 entrees. Like
12 vegetarian entrees.
Yes, 12 different ones. Like the lentils, we have like 2 kinds of lentils. We have the red lentils that you taste in.
Yes.
That's good. We have the green lentils. The chickpeas, we have 3 kind of chickpeas. We have the mild one, we have the very spicy one, and like there's non-spicy one. The chickpeas can be...
Well, I'm a mild guy, so I don't like the spicy stuff.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised.
But the mild... So the thing about Ethiopia, so I brought my mom to cook food for me here for 3 months so that she can teach everybody. I want the food to go close to Ethiopian authentic food. So I brought my mom and said, you have to help. I'm opening a restaurant, 3 months, you got to teach them. And she gave them the lessons, she showed them the recipes and everything. It's a very hard thing to cook Ethiopian food with recipe, but we tried. But one thing she told me, like the berbere spice, this is called the berbere spice. Most of the spice comes from the berbere spice. So when they cook the berbere spice, she told them, and she told us to cook it more hours. So the more hours we cook the berbere spices, it's not going to be hot. It's not going to be like a hot sauce. It's not going to burn your mouth. It's going to be flavorful.
Okay.
But you're not gonna feel it's spicy, but it doesn't burn your mouth or your tongue. Is like it's going to be very flavorful. So that's the concept of Ethiopian cooking. Is like we cook it for hours. Now the one of the cooks, she went out. She was here at 7. maybe she cook one of the dishes. Let's say, I don't know what she cooked dorowet today, but dorowet she have to cook in 5 to 6 hours. So she cooked like for at least 4 to 6 hours. The dorowet, only just dorowet. She comes in the morning and she put it on and she'll be cooking it till she leaves. Because like I told you, it changes the hot, the spicy things changes to be flavorful. So you enjoy the flavor, you enjoy the spices. You enjoy the spice, not like it's going to be hot and like you're not going to have a hot time. It's cooked well. Our food is cooked well. So that's the key. That's one of the things we learned while my mom came and gave the lesson for everybody.
So interesting thing you said about your mom. So this whole restaurant started as a family. You brought your mom to start the recipe. You didn't get a professional recipe expert. It all started from you, your mother.
Yeah.
And I also saw your wife running things in the kitchen. So tell me how it was as a family putting together the food such that other staff and other kitchen members can actually maintain and preserve that consistency.
So it all started, I always say my mom should cook. So like everybody's mom, actually, not only my mom. And I'm sure your mom does the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So moms, I don't know what they do with the food. It tastes good, right? I said like they put some love on it. But let me tell you something. So this is what happened. So I always tell her like, we need to open a restaurant. And she'll be like, it's okay, she doesn't want it. But then I pushed the thing and I wanted to open a restaurant. So since 2018, I was pushing this. So I came up with the concept, I came up with the ideas. But I needed the food to taste like back home. I can bring a chef, but the chef couldn't bring that taste. You know what I'm saying? I can bring some...
The real soul.
Yes.
Yep.
I can bring a food consultant and they can consult me on the foods and what to do. But I want it to be the place very authentic and the food to be very authentic. So the only choice I have is bring my mom. My wife was here. So we got to add those two collaborations. But let me tell you one thing that's the funniest thing that ever happened to me. So I told them to write the recipes, take videos where my mom was cooking and everything. And they tried everything. And when they cook it, it doesn't taste like my mom's. And they did like, what's up with you guys? I was literally...
They wonder what was going on?
Literally, boss, I was mad. I was like, why are you guys are not writing it properly or why? Well, it's not coming on the right taste. And then I found out that I started looking at my mom. And you know what my mom does? She tastes the food. Every time she cooks, she tastes the food. They don't do that. They just cook the recipe and they just blow. No, I don't do that.
Come on, Penny, and grab that paycheck and go away.
Yeah. So then I saw that, okay. So I don't know about other foods, but I said Ethiopian food is not cooked only by recipe. It's cooked by taste. So every time she tastes it, add something. She tastes something and she tastes something and then that's enough. That's how she does it. So I told my wife, look, I looked at my mom, she'd be tasting the food 100 times. So you got to taste your food before it comes out. Then you have the right food. Then everything changed. That was the game changer. Now every time they cook, I taste it.
So that's technically your quality assurance.
Yeah, that's QA. I'm a QA.
That's your QA. That's your QA process.
Okay, yeah.
That's your QA process.
So I say I respect all chefs. I respect all food consultants and designers and everybody, but also like they don't get it like how I want it to.
They just don't.
They just don't. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it's also a cultural thing because in the African culture, there's just something about our soul.
Yes.
Our love and the way we put it into the food, and the way it's done.
Yes.
So it's not something that can easily just be recipeed and tabled out and printed on paper. And I think that's also one of our biggest challenges in America when we open up African restaurants 100%. Is that we have to now bring that soul and teach that soul, teach that love to the entire kitchen staff. If they don't have it, the food won't come out.
Nope.
You talked about that Burberry spice. I see a lot of spices here.
Yeah.
Which of these spices, tell me about 2 or 3 spices that come from home, from Ethiopia,
everything
that you can find.
So 50% of our spices come from back home. So the Burberry being the main spice.
Burberry spice.
Burberry is everywhere. So that comes from...
Does the designer, Burberry, know that you guys have a Burberry spice? I mean, there could be a collaboration.
Yeah. So Burberry comes from Ethiopia. There's another spice called mitmita. It's a little bit mild. Yeah, mitmita. It's a little bit mild. And also the shuro. Shuro is called like the chickpeas powder.
Shuro.
Yeah, shuro. That comes from Ethiopia too. All even the tea.
So mitmita, shuro, and Burberry.
Yeah.
I remember those.
Yeah, and even the cardamom, everything. So like we have a specialty called Ethiopian tea. It's very spicy tea. So that comes also from Ethiopia. the spices, even the scents. When we put the scents and like we present it in the coffee, people they say I see them posting saying like takes me back home because the smell takes you back home to your mom.
Oh, so those scents are like aromas from back home.
So
because I noticed it was burning in the kitchen.
Yeah. So when we grow up, like my mom, they would do a coffee ceremony and they will do that. So the smells so you grow up smelling the scents. Now, bro, when I bring you on a tray, like put the scent on you, it'll take you back home. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you. So I think restaurant or other businesses is all about experience. You're selling experience. When you're doing a service, you're selling the experience. It's not only the food that's it's the experience. The Salt Bay guy that does that. He's selling the experience. You've been eating steak for your whole life.
They are dripping salt on meat.
That's an experience.
Well, he
if
did
you like make it eat. So you have to give them an experience. Mm-hmm. So it's part of the show, Food is like you can't pay us to eat without an experience, love, and like have a good time.
So there's the spices, there's the scents and the aromas that make people think of back home. So now you're talking about experience.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the things in the restaurant that you actually put together in the restaurant that will make people walk in and be like, that's Ethiopian and that's Ethiopian.
So the idea, since I started, I'm the interior designer of this place. So I'm a designer. So I have a lot
businessman.
I have a lot of hats, man. I'm a G.
The DJ.
So because you know what, I came to learn this stuff things because people don't do things like I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? If I have somebody, I'm not satisfied with. So I said, like, I got to learn to do this. When I start DJing, I got to learn how to design my flyers. I got to learn how to edit my videos. And that's how I learned it. Because I was not happy. You're paying money. Some people, you pay money and they don't give you, like...
what you want.
Yeah.
Give you what you feel like it should be like. Yeah.
Yeah, so it made me work hard because I want to do it my way. So when I designed this place, my thought process was to make this place more than a food place. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be arts gallery. I want it to be a music performance places. So I want to. So with this being said, and also inside this, I want to show my country. I want to show Africa. I'm a proud African. I want to show Africa. This is African food. This is Ethiopian food, and it has to be presented nicely. It has to be presented in a setting that is beautiful, in a setting that people will like it, will take picture of it, will post it. You know what I'm saying? We got to give them that. Because we Africans, I think we Africans have a lot of things to give, but we're not giving the world that thing.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So my thought process was, when I open a restaurant, I make sure that I may be heard, I may be seen as one of the best. So I try to make. So I start collecting the arts from all Ethiopian artists. Most I think 6-7 artists are here featured in the gallery. So I collected. Sometimes some of the artists I bought them too, because I need to. Some of them I buy them to support them. So it's an art gallery. So we're doing 4 days of live music. So
4 days a week of live music.
That's
wonderful.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
So so I'm a DJ. I love music. My music is like a soundtrack to my life. So nowadays, listen, music is dying. Everything is like streaming. You have the music in your computer. That's it. So the talent or
the live music experience
is dying.
But do you have a restriction on the type of live music you play in the restaurant?
Yes.
Because I've noticed you have a lot of the Ethiopian spices that you bring in, even the Ethiopian aroma and the scents that you bring in, and the Ethiopian artwork. I even see with the employees, you have a lot of Ethiopian employees to make sure we maintain the Ethiopian culture and flavors.
Yes.
So when it comes to your live music that you do 4 days a week, is it mostly Ethiopian music? Or is it just any type of music because we're now on U Street in America?
So it's jazz. There's jazz, blues, easy listening. But I try to fuse Ethiopian music, African music. For example, there's one residency she's going to start on October 25th. She's going to start. Her name is Nessa Dove. Nessa Dove she's 3 Brits. She's from Rwanda, she's from Kenya, and I think she's from Uganda.
Oh, wow.
3.
It's only possible in Africa, right?
Yeah. So she's a very good guitarist. So she has an African base. She can sing Afrobeat. She can sing anything. So she's going to have a residency for 3 months here.
Oh, no.
So I'm going. So the Saturday team, I'm running that band. That band holds a masinko player. That's Ethiopian instrument. Masinko player with a DJ. I'm gonna add trumpet and a drummer now. The drum is going to be a little bit loud because I want the place to be a calm down place. I don't want it to be very loud. So the whole idea of my Saturday band is I run that band. It's my band. The other band is like a standard.
Now I got to come
jazz
Saturday.
Band. Yeah. So a standard jazz band on Thursdays.
On Thursdays. Okay.
Yeah, so these are the nights. So it's kind of mixed. It's got American, it got a little bit of African, Ethiopian.
That's good.
A little bit of everything.
All right. So let's go to the restaurant and let's go eat some food and then talk a little bit more about the business.
Yes, sir. One love.
This guy. Having a restaurant like this, 14 employees full-time, in the heart of Washington, D.C.,
yes.
Premium rents, premium real estates, right?
Let's talk about the 14 people, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Maintaining 14 employees.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have kids.
How many
3
kids? 3 kids, right?
Yes. And I have 21 employees in my company, too.
So for me, it's like raising 14 kids because we deal every day, like good, the bad, the ugly sometimes.
Thank you, wifey.
Beautiful, you know?
Eden, your wife. You know?
Yeah. So we're dealing like 14 people. Dealing with 14 people is the most challenging thing. I'm not saying they're not good, but like dealing with people is like, you know, it's very tough. And then dealing with the...
Also, I'm sorry, the food is interrupting me.
Yeah, no problem.
Right? This is a lot of deliciousness going on right now. And we're talking about 14 employees and boring stuff. Hey, come on now, come on. Look at this. So describe this real quick, then we'll go back to the employees situation.
Okay, we're gonna start. Fiki, the DJ way.
You're taking too long, I need to dig in. Go.
Chickpeas, spicy chickpeas, nice.
Spicy chickpeas.
Regular chickpeas.
Regular chickpeas.
Green lentils.
Green lentils.
Salad.
Bro,
this recipe is my mom's dressing. Nobody has it. We're gonna sell it.
Okay.
Cabbage and carrots. This is the tips. Ethiopian tips.
Okay, so when you say tips, because I know so it's like the way you saute it and the way you cut it.
Yes, salted.
So it's called cut into like shredded. Okay.
Yeah. This is salted tips. This is the collard greens. This is the red lentils. Nice. That's cottage cheese goes with the doner what?
That's cottage cheese? Is that like goat cheese?
Yes, cottage cheese.
We
make it here. It goes with the...
It's made fresh here.
Yes, fresh here. It goes with the doner with. And that's split peas.
And that's, oh my God, this is delicious.
And this is injera. This is how you go.
Yeah, this is what they got for me when I said, okay, let me get, can I get some silverware? They were like, okay, sure. And she brought this. And I was like, I meant silver, but she was like, okay, sure. And she brought more.
You know, some people does it. Some people put that there was a napkin and they put it here. That's what the people does. I'm not lying. Ask my wife.
We have to educate. We have to educate the non-Africans how to eat our food, okay? I'm not going to be lingering with this all around. And no. People are here like, oh, yeah, this food is great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm digging into the beef straight, first of all, because I'm a beef guy. Oh, my God.
Let me go here.
Let's go.
Why you gonna make me eat too much, man? This is some good food.
First of all, this is supposed to technically be my food that you're serving me, so you're welcome. But okay, let's go back to the employees. So having 14 employees, you said it's like having 14 kids. They're thinking of them, their lifestyle, their livelihood.
A lot of stuff, and dealing with them like every day. And also, there's going to be somebody called Shane, they say that they're not signing today.
Okay.
That's one thing that's like, we deal with them when I say like dealing with them, not only the service, like, you know, keeping up the stuff is very...
And you have to also be compassionate with them as well, even at times that they make mistakes.
Everything.
When you have African employees, you have to also help them out the best you can.
Yeah, and
they can't get other jobs.
And most of them comes here like, this is not a regular job for a lot of them.
Okay.
This is like a stepping job.
Okay.
So till they get a good job, they finish with the school and everything, they come here. So you teach them and they go away.
Are there challenges with like providing benefits? Like in the restaurant industry, a lot of restaurants can't afford to provide benefits to their employees, like dental, vision, all that stuff. Also because of the way, you know, we're funded, the way we can afford it. So besides the paycheck primarily.
That's the main thing. The only thing we have is insurance for them. If they fall down and if they hurt themselves, we have a good insurance.
Okay.
That's the only benefit.
Outside that, there's no other benefits.
There's no
that paycheck go out the door.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
I understand their frustration too.
But there's some, well, the good news is that there's some programs coming up. Of course, I'll connect you with some of them. There's some programs coming up that I've been also lobbying and talking about with other people in the city, in the state. And I'm going to share that with a lot of restaurants so that way, as African restaurants, there's some support that is coming down the pipeline. So it's important for us to get some of this support. All right.
When you talk about this also, there should be a lot of, because small businesses are closing these days. Yeah, so, the mayor's office or even the federal government has to push the business to go, Things are getting expensive and people can't afford it.
Very true.
A lot of things are getting, so if everything is getting expensive, then we're not going to have nobody yet. So we're struggling. So we're a new location, for example, but still we got to build. There's a stuff.
Exactly how many years?
6 months.
6 months.
Brand new, yeah.
Brand new, okay.
So we have rent expense, we pay taxes, we have staff to pay, then we have to buy everything.
Yeah.
And also there's the new age, so we got to keep up on the marketing side. We got to market.
And because of the lifestyle of DC, you have to do more engagements, live band, pay the entertainers, all that.
More engagements, more,
More support.
More support. So we need
Grants.
DC government is doing a lot, but we need more. That's not enough.
There are people that are out there fighting for the restaurants. I myself am one of the advocates that's making sure that, we get this type of supports.
Yeah.
So, of course, don't worry, help is coming down the pipeline. Another question. I want you to honestly tell everybody out there, how do we African restaurant owners even start our business? How did you fund this? Did you get a big investment check? Did you get a bank loan? No, because some people out there don't know. Some people think, oh, you're an Ethiopian prince. You brought your money back from your palace in Ethiopia and came here. When you start such a beautiful restaurant like this that could cost 1 million, 2 million, where does that money? Tell people honestly, how do we fund these things?
I don't want to be like this, but Jesus provides it first.
No, Jesus didn't provide.
Jesus provides.
He did not let you know.
But I call it Jesus because that's the only way I can explain it. But
personal funds.
Yeah, there's a lot of people support you.
Yeah, personal funds,
family. We do family give me a little bit of money. Friends, you go and ask. You borrow from people, and a lot of stuff. And you some of your savings. Yeah, it's a lot.
Put it all into this.
It's a lot of hands.
This dream, yes.
It's a lot of hands.
There you go.
It's a lot of hands.
I like the way you said that. Because you can't walk into Bank of America and just show them a loan. I remember.
So I tried. So
you tried?
Yeah, I tried.
Tell us about those process when you tried to get a loan.
So first thing, nobody gives a loan to a restaurant. Nobody. No bank gives a loan to a restaurant because restaurant business is not predictable.
Wow.
And you don't have no collateral to give them to.
Yeah. Especially the average African doesn't have collateral because you already mortgaged your house to the restaurants.
Yes. So if you buy the house, okay, that could be your. But you don't have nothing. So I speak with 2 or 3 banks before I open this to get some support, but none of them replied back. And even one of them told my wife went in her bank, spoke to him and said they know her for a long time. They said don't waste your time because no bank is going to fund you.
Wow.
With a restaurant.
Wow. No bank is going to fund you.
So it's by your own, and Jesus is there.
And I feel also being an African-owned business
that's another one.
Is another challenge.
Another challenge.
Or a Black-owned business.
But in the beginning, they're not going to give you because restaurant business is not not a happy business.
So outside the funding, let me touch another final topic while we're eating this delicious food. Is now when it comes to emergencies, insurance, backup plan, when you put all your money and all your energy and all your resources into this vision and this dream as an African, right? A lot of non-African families or Caucasian families that run these type of businesses sometimes have backup plans, backup investment, backup capital, family members that they could actually go out to and restart another business or have another aspect of business. But in our case, when we've put so much into the restaurant, right? Is there other things you do that help support the restaurant? Because I remember you saying you do music, you do graphics, you're an entertainer yourself as well. Yeah. Other things you do as well that you have to cultivate those talents to support the business. Yeah. That way you can, in a cost-effective way, keep growing it.
Yeah. So the first thing as a businessman, I recommend to everybody, or what I learned being a businessman, is not only you're talking about multiple sources of incomes to support this, but before that you have to know your deal. Making your deal first of all. When I opened this place, the deal really matters. So the deal you go into really matters. At least the deal has to sustain you for at least 1 year.
Oh, when you say the deal, you mean everything you negotiate from the rent,
yes,
the utilities?
Everything. You have to negotiate, especially the rent and the other payments. Because, you're a new business is not going to flow in the first 2 days or 2 months, of course. It might take another 6 months or a year. So a year is going to be your pocket. So then you have to know that, negotiate that. First of all, you can afford it, and also get a good negotiation deal. Otherwise, you're going to lose. So that's the main thing. So I always say, like, when you do business, now that's my new saying. When you do business, you profit from the beginning.
Try to build profit from the very get-go.
Yeah. So
I love that. Especially as an immigrant on business.
Yes, by minimizing your risk. That's what I learned about this business. So the deals I made with the landlords made me sustain it. At least it didn't stretch me out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the main thing you have to do is, like, no matter what, you have to make your deal right, at least for a year. Like, push them. You know what I'm saying? Push them. Like, ask them for free rent months. Ask them for discounts. Ask them for some loans, some money that I can give you for renovation. Ask them, like, a lot of questions. Like, be demandful.
That's good.
Because this will help you on the long run. Because first 3 months, 4, 6 months, and people, they don't know the place. You got to push it. You know what I'm saying? So you need that space. So the first thing you do, like, rather than, like, cultivating other, like, source of incomes, first thing when you deal, you have to make the right deal. At least for a year, you have to benefit from that deal.
Yes.
Then they can raise the prices. They can do whatever they like. But, like, at least for the first month, the first year, you have to make sure that you get a good deal. Then you have to. So one of the things I'm doing is, like, I start like, so I'm an entertainer. So I start filming podcasts.
Oh, so I'm filming podcasts in the restaurant.
Yeah, in the restaurant.
That's smart.
So that's the main thing. So it's called Diggus. Diggus is like a festival. It means festival in Amharic. So so first of all, I'm going to promote my business on that one.
What?
Secondly, I'm going to also, if it's like, because I need to push it and make it big number and make make money off the social media, do advertisements, like partner up with some
liquor beverages
or the
That's smart.
So when you do the podcast, you promote them.
You got your business smart.
So one is that.
I love it.
The other thing is do events back to back.
Okay.
Give them, like, for example, I gave them last week, Monday, I gave them there's Ethiopians for Harris. They're doing a fundraising. And they brought like 60 people, new people. But the 60 people love the place, so they're going to come. The next day, the other guy came, the congressman came himself. A lot of people came, so government officials came.
Events and large bookings are the heartbeat, right?
Yeah, so, but give them a free space. Now, so they say, like, okay, do your events here. You push them. You don't wait till they come. You go and, like, okay, you have this event, you have this company, do a fundraising here. I'll provide you a little bit of wine and a little bit of something. But people come. When people come, people
offer a few things, let people come in there, because they'll spend money on food and drink.
Money, and also they'll see your place.
Yes.
They don't know, so they'll come the next day. They come with family. So that's how you build it.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah, so events are so people, it's like, I don't sit down and wait people to come here at the door. I go and pick people and come. Do catering. Like, quote, there's an event, okay, we do catering, we give you a good price.
Yeah.
You got to hustle. You have to go to the business. Business doesn't come to you.
Ethiopian hustler. Ethiopian hustler, DJ.
So those things are multiple sources of income. That's good. It keeps us sustained. So if you want to work, you got to work. If you don't want to work, just stay, like, go to a 9-to-5 job and work for somebody else. But if you got to work for your business, or work for yourself, you don't have to sleep, because listen, this is the story. Every business owner is going to be paid at the end, not at the beginning. So the end payment.
Hear that? As a business owner, you're going to get paid at the end, at the beginning.
After
Easy African Restaurant Week advice, number 1.
Everybody in the house get paid. Me and my wife are getting paid. We never get paid.
But the brokest. As a business owner, we're the poorest.
Yes. But you got to think that you got to make it happen at the end. So those are my strategies to work.
I like that.
People, you need people. Money is nothing. So I always say, like, blessing. So the first blessing is not money. The first blessing is people. When you have people, when I know you come here and do this for me, you know what I'm saying? When I know somebody, and you tell, like, okay, go DJ Phatsu, we call him, do this, to do. So I always say, like, people think money is a blessing. Yeah, money is a blessing too. I'm not saying money is bad.
Money is a blessing.
Money is a blessing, but people are money. You are money now for me. This guy's money. Wesley is money for everyone.
Money.
So people don't don't focus on only the cash. People focus on people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Give them food. I tell them when they come here, if they want more of this chickpeas, I tell the service, give them more. It's not this food is not better than you. You are better than this food for me. If you like to store it, if you like one more leg, okay, I tell her that, give him one more leg. I go there before, after he came here, there was two people saying that they finished the sauce and they loved that one. I said, which one did you love? They told me the chickpeas and I told them give up. They were surprised.
The little things.
Yeah.
The little things.
Yeah, it's not.
That's part of our African hospitality,
Yes.
actually, as well.
Yes.
We don't sometimes just go by the rules.
Yes. So
That's something unique.
yeah. So those are the things. So we need people, nowadays we're losing people. People are lonely. People are,
People are because of the internet.
Yeah.
People are on the phone, on social media, and not talking to each other. And relationships are not that important.
We're not opening TV. We're not opening nothing here.
That's another thing I noticed at your restaurant is there is no television.
They told me
Come in
Monday
here to eat.
Yeah.
There's no Sunday night football. Listen, if you're trying to watch the game, this is not the place to go to. You come here for an experience.
Yes, sir.
You come here because you're traveling into Ethiopia. You're coming here because you're having 80% Ethiopian spices, artwork, music. The employees are even 80% Ethiopian. This is Ethiopia right in the heart of
And it's not fast food too. Some people think it's fast food. They want their food quick. No, we got to make your food.
You gotta slowly make your food.
Not too slow.
Not like 6 hours. I can't wait for 6 hours now, but it can't be 6 hours.
But I cannot fry something and give you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make it presentable. Then you come here to have an experience. That's the whole idea.
So, a question again. So there's no silverware in the whole restaurant?
There are, but we don't recommend that.
I might be silverware to clean this up. But anyway, this is Ike Nwaneri, DC African Restaurant Week.
Yes, sir.
Phatsu, my guy, DJ.
Yes, sir.
DJ, performer, graphic designer, web guy, but also just lover of the African culture.
100%.
100% Ethiopian son.
Yes.
Son of the Ethiopian culture.
Yes, sir.
Has brought the Ethiopian culture to the heart of DC, right here in the middle of U Street.
Yeah.
Ethiopia, Eatopia. Ethiopia
sir.
Eatery, brand new restaurant, beautiful. Everything about the ambiance is wonderful. The food is delicious.
Yes,
But
sir.
what do I say again just to say the food is delicious? Arif.
Okay.
Arif Megam. Arif Megam is what you say when the food is great. Arif
I
Megam.
told them a million times.
Arif Megam. I know. I didn't want to mess it up.
Delicious.
So Arif Megam, mwah, the food is delicious. I'm going to definitely take all of this to go. Can I get 6 to-go plates, please? Pack everything and go.